This episode of On the Delivery is brought to you by Haley Bug Creations. Any sticker or decal that you want, she can make. You want to customize? She can do that too. Check out her Etsy shop. The link is in the episode description. There you will find a large variety of different decals and stickers made from premium vinyl that is sure to last. So guys, get yourself or someone you know, a Schmedlex, Smiley, or whatever company they work for. Get them a sticker, okay? You will not be disappointed. They will not be disappointed by the quality of these decals. And now, let's get on with the show.
I'm good. I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. We're recording in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody, and thank you for joining us on this episode of All in the Delivery, episode 81. Guys, I am your host, Dave, and of course, let's go around the table, all right? Joining us, as always, you guys know him, my co-host down in West by God, Virginia.
Fuck.
Luke, how's it going, buddy?
Well, currently, as we record this on vacation, so it's going to be a busy week, but just to give a quick, I had to mention this because it just happened today, but for anybody, shout out to Chris Slammer, anybody that was a pro wrestler, Scott Hall passed away today. And I was a huge Razor Ramon fan when I was a kid. Obviously the NWO, everybody, was around my age. I'm sure you remember them as well, but yeah, he had some complication with surgery and I was like, damn, that would just, but no, I mean, as far as the vacation week, it's going to be, like I said, a lot of work to be done, but right now I'm just enjoying it. It was weird talking to you on the phone, talking to you and Nate, because it's so like, you get programmed, like I'm like so used to looking for a box or I should be carrying something, but no, all's good, brother.
Good, man. Good to see you. Hope your vacation is going to end well the rest of the week here. So
yeah, just hope it drags as slow as it can.
Also continuing going around the table, guys, our producer, Nate. Nate, how's it going, buddy?
It's going good, man. What's up, guys?
Nothing much, buddy. How was your day today, huh?
It was pretty good. No complaints.
Good. Daylight saving times here.
That was nice. Yep.
Nice
Tide 6 still fucking crashing every 5-6 times now, or is it lower?
It depends on what board I end up getting. Honestly.
Oh shit! I didn't even
switching
think
me
of
all
that.
over.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. That's what I'm worried about when I get back, because which you'll find this out soon enough, Dave, and Nate can tell you, if the navigation doesn't work, you can Google Map shit anyway. But I'm afraid that since my actual navigation doesn't work in the cradle, that I'm going to walk back to a new one that crashes a bunch. But anyway, brother, I hope your week goes smooth as well as Dave's.
Thank you. Yours as well.
Hey, yes.
Thank you, brother.
Continuing to go around the table, they're still rolling strong, just out of the Redwoods Forest. The Rogans, how are you guys?
Hey. Hi.
That's right. Hey guys, what's up? Yep. We're in Crescent City, California, like on the very northwest tip. Just coming right in.
Nice.
So
We just left Oregon.
yep.
It's Oregon, not Oregon.
Yes, not
Is
Oregon.
it Oregon? I swear to
It's
God, I was
Oregon.
going to ask you that.
Yes.
No shit.
We
Yes.
got corrected.
I thought
and
You will get the stink eye.
I will
I'm
no,
dead
because
serious.
I've always said Oregon, and then I've heard Dave say Oregon, and I heard you guys say it too, and I was like, I felt like an idiot because I was like, there is an O, but it is pronounced
No,
Oregon.
No,
it's Oregon.
where the fuck
No
is-
shit.
Hold on.
Well,
you didn't even
listen,
say Oregon. You said Oregon.
Or yeah,
Oregon.
you barely say
Well,
the
maybe-
E. It's like Oregon.
See, my slow ass West Virginia twang make it sound like Oregon. But yeah.
I grew up with Oregon Trail, so I don't know.
I know.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's for all us old people out there. We'll get that one. But
The redwoods were just breathtaking. I just literally gasped. It took my breath away.
yes,
And we get to see
Oh,
more
awesome.
tomorrow. So yay.
Good. I'm looking forward to the pictures, even though they don't do justice.
Absolutely not. It is raining right now, so we're definitely not getting the good stuff, but hopefully
Yeah.
the sun will come out tomorrow and we'll see some more.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, also real quick here, we're gonna have a very, very, very special guest joining us in just a minute. So bear with us.
Well, yeah, this very special guest, the circumstances, this would be understandable if something had to, because I'm not going to reveal yet. I guess if people would listen, already like tune or see it on the title, they probably know. Here I am, all low tech Tommy, not thinking about the apps. Just
That's all right. But hey, while we're talking, because that's all we do here. Tom Brady.
oh, dude. I mean,
I have something to talk about, and this has been trending on Twitter. Can you imagine being the guy that just purchased Tom Brady's quote unquote last touchdown football for $500,000?
Yeah, I mean,
It ain't worth shit now.
what's the value? Oh my god, dude!
Like Brady's got to give him some money, right? Brady's got to be like, dude, sorry, I just
feel
came out,
like-
but here's an extra $500,000.
I mean,
that's
he
like
can
joking.
obviously he can afford it, man. So yeah, that's just the right thing to do,
Right.
because
This dude
I
spent
will-
$500,000 on his last touchdown football.
I will say this, that Tom Brady is the GOAT. And no matter what people, there's always going to be people argue that he's got a lot of haters. The dude's won. I don't care about the deflate gate. Since we got a minute to, this is perfect. If there's anything I can do, I can kill time talking about shit that pisses me off. So sports wise, deflate gate. I'll just say this real quick. If you look at the score, it was 45-7. Garrett Blunt ran fucking wild. They didn't have to throw. It didn't matter that the fucking footballs, they could have been deflated like a fucking, I don't know what. They could have looked like a banana, dude. They beat the Colts ass. So deflate gate's fucking bullshit. He didn't have to throw because they beat their ass. But this is another thing, dude. The dude's 45 years old, and he's coming off of a season that, dude, he's playing as good as he ever has. Right. So it like the thing that scares me, and this is kind of why I thought he really was done, because I don't want to see him fade. But I think he's in his head well enough. Like, he's not like one of those dudes that's at this point, like, he doesn't have nothing to fucking prove.
No.
He doesn't need the money.
His
His wife,
6 Super Bowls?
Seven
Super Bowls?
Yeah, dude. 7.
He ain't got nothing to prove.
Yeah, his wife, as far as she used to be, she probably still is, as far as I know, is worth more than him. And he obviously doesn't need money himself. So, like, there's no, like, he's not one of them people that's just like gritty, wants to keep going, like, to have an, I think if he thinks he couldn't do it, then he would be done. So I'm not really, I guess I'm not worried about him fading, but to be fucking, I'll say what shocked me was because he is the GOAT and he's such like a fucking alpha that when he said he was done, I just was like, okay, he's done. Like, you heard all the rumors, you heard the people swirling.
40. How old is he?
He'll be 45 if he's not 45.
Right,
I think
now. Right. Yeah.
But because he's, I know that year he's born in 77. I know when Tom Brady's born, but
of course you do.
Yeah, of course I do, right? But I mean, yeah, dude, that guy that bought that football, if I was him, Well, I mean, dude, if you're paying $500,000, I know it's Tom Brady and it's the last football, but if you're paying that kind of money for memorabilia, you probably don't need it anyway. I'm just going to say that. He's probably not even fucking hurting, just eating $500,000, and but still, I mean, if I was Tom Brady, I'd cut him a check, man. I would just be like, dude. Yeah, I don't know who it is. It would be funny. It's probably like Elon Musk or somebody just ridiculously fucking wealthy that wouldn't. But I mean, I will say this, dude. I woke up Sunday morning.
It was probably Tom Brady himself.
I'll just say this. I woke up fucking Sunday morning, and I woke up just knowing it was going to be back to once in a blue moon. Tampa was going to be, because they're never on fucking regional TV here. You know, they have to be like game of the week prime time. I was like, God, it's back to the shitty years, because we've had some rough ones in between the Super Bowl. Well, I mean, we weren't terrible, but we've been mediocre. So I was like, man, it's back to how it was. And then on Monday morning, I'm just waking up completely different. I'm like, yeah, God, awesome. Tom Brady's my quarterback. It's going to be all right.
That's great, dude. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Oh, dude. I mean, yeah, I totally had forgotten about that until you just, like, it just popped into my head. Like, yeah,
dude, how could we forget to talk about it?
I know. I mean, it is.
Dude, I saw it and I was like, oh my God, I got to go to Luke's Instagram real quick. He's probably stoked.
I forget. It had to be, I think it was either shout out to Ernie Martinez, craft beer snob, and shout out to Dusty, old bald bearded bastard, because I feel like it was both of them that sent me that almost instantly. And then I was like, what? Like, I kind of thought it was fake, like with Ernie, especially because Ernie would do that to me. He would just fuck with me. Just like, when I saw Dusty send it, I was like, oh shit, this might be real. Then obviously I just Googled it. And yeah.
It was fucking real. I know.
It's real.
I know. Danielle told me that. She was just like, yo, Tom Brady returned back. Coming out of retirement. And I was like, oh, Luke's probably fucking stoked.
So happy. I was in high school when he won his first Super Bowl, dude. I was watching him, and that just makes me, that's why I put a screenshot. It's like, I'm young again. Tom Brady's playing sports again. I'm not old. I'm back.
Awesome. All right. So real quick, I'm happy for you, buddy. Real quick, before we get started, just got to give a quick shout out to our Patreon subscribers, because this wouldn't be possible without you guys. So shout out to Tony, Sam V, Ashley, Andrew, Fernando, Nate, Clement, Tad, Luke, Ryan, Will, Chuck, Jacob, Sean, and David. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. It means the world to Luke and I. And if you want to become a Patreon member, go to the link in the description of the episode. Check it out there, and all the little goods you get, and the Tears and Smears video, all that other great stuff that we've been starting. So, all right, let's get on with our guest. So like I said, our guest today, we got a very special guest. She's like the what do they call that? Like the rare, she's like the rare unicorn. Like I talk about her, but nobody ever like sees her or hears about her. Like, you know what I mean? Like we always talk about our wives on here, and it's like no one ever sees her. So today, guys, our guest is my wife. And I mean, we've been together for 14 years.
I was gonna say, you better not fuck that up right out of the gate.
14 years we've known each other. And I know you guys have heard me tell the story about how we met. We're gonna hear from her side and see what she thinks. If you guys want to listen, go back to that early episode there. But guys, please give a round welcome to my wife, Danielle Wirhowski. Danielle, how are you?
Oh, honey. Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you for joining us tonight. This is gonna be fun.
I'm excited because we'd had this we'd had this idea for a while now, like I'd said probably close to a year, maybe. I mean, it's been a while, so
Yeah.
I'm stoked that because a couple phone conversations, but this is the first time too with you and I really talking. So I'm jacked. I talk to your husband more than I probably
More than I do.
Yeah, more than I talk to Dave and Nate more, and I can say when I said that to my wife, she was like, one of her best friends, shout out to Nikki and shout out to Jenny. She's like, well, I'll probably talk to them. I was like, well, okay, fair enough. But I was like, yeah, I talked to them too. A lot. So yeah, it's very, very nice to have you on.
Should we make now?
Yeah. So Luke, where do you want to get started with it?
Well, I mean, I guess with any questions I had, I would probably save for at least I don't really want to, I guess if I would summarize it the best, if I remember, it was at a party that your band was playing at, correct? Danielle, you were hosting it. Was that how it started? How you guys actually met?
Yeah. So my best friend Tim, his birthday is New Year's Eve, or his birthday is New Year's. So his birthday always gets overlooked. So I decided to throw him a surprise party really super early in December so that he'd never see it coming. So I threw it at his house. His mom helped me, and my other best friend at the time, Aiden, was in this band that he had just joined. So I said, Aiden, why don't you have your band come over and play for Tim's party? I think that would be really cool. And they came over. And, I was in the host mode. I was getting everything ready, putting all the food out, setting up all the decorations. And the band got there, and I just opened the door and I said, follow me, and went down the stairs. And apparently my ass sold it.
I was going to say, I was about to ask if it was Dave's. I was about to say Dave's version might have been his eyes sold it, but I don't think he said that. But it maybe that's good. That's funny.
No, he tells me that my butt's the first thing that he looked at, which is no surprise. But yeah, I didn't really think too much of it. My head was in the game. I had him set up and everything. And I honestly thought the guitarist was cute. I didn't really want anything to do with Dave.
So now comes into a question that I is the guitarist the same person that was the cell phone ish, the one that got
he was Sans cell phone. He did not own one.
So that's the guy. Okay.
So
okay.
Dave being the stand-up guy that he was, said, "Oh, let me put your number in my phone, and he can call you on that."
So were you disappointed at first when it was Dave that called? Were you like, damn, I wish it was the guitar player? Or
no, I mean, there was a lot. I had a boyfriend at the time too, so it was a pretty complicated situation.
Oh shit! That does complicate. That'll complicate things. For sure.
So, but there was a lot of things that had transpired that night that were really fun. We went sledding on the back of my friend's station wagon with a electrical cord, and we did the gallon challenge. And
did I mention that, right? I had to.
You did.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, he was vomiting pretty violently in front of everybody. It took me, I want to say, a good 10 years before I ever admitted the truth to him that I had told him that I also got home and vomited, but that was not the truth. I had shit my pants on the way home.
Fuck.
So it took me 10 years to finally admit that to him.
And now when everybody's first hearing from her, all it took was one day.
I gave birth, bitch. Nothing matters.
That is fucking awesome. So I mean, because that's almost even funny because the gallon challenge, I never participated, but I'd watched a couple of just
for those that don't know, if for some reason you live under a rock and you don't know what it is, it's when you have a big garbage can right in the middle between two people, and you take a gallon of milk, and the first one to finish it without throwing up wins.
Which is like, I mean, I don't want to say it's impossible because obviously it's not. You can shit the milk out too, but you can't. But there's people that wouldn't puke. I've seen 3 people do it, and all 3 of them they all yacked.
Oh yeah.
God, that took me back because the gallon challenge, that took me back to the good old days.
I don't remember why we had 2 gallons of milk just laying around.
I think somebody ran out to the gas station for it.
Oh, possible.
Yeah, because that seems like an unnecessary amount of milk just to have on but so I've always, okay, so that pass, I was hoping that was going to be more of a thing, but you had a boyfriend.
No, yeah.
At the
So
time,
he just put his number, and he had one of those T-Mobile sidekicks.
I had the sidekick,
and he just thought he was
around.
the hottest thing since sliced bread, and he would just flip his screen open all the time. And I can still to this day hear the sound of him flipping his T-Mobile sidekick.
Do you know which phone we're talking about?
Oh yeah, I know. Dude. Oh yeah, I could see it. I could see you doing that, being that just stoked, being rock star mode. Now hold on, wait. So how old were you two when you first met?
I was 17 and he had just turned 20.
20. So were you still? So you were still in rockstar, full-fledged rockstar mode, Dave. Eyeliner, everything, right?
Skinny jeans. He had black long hair with white bleached in the middle. My friend who didn't like him called him skunkhead. And like the studded like white belt like that you get at Hot Topic.
Oh yeah.
And the black Converse high tops. And usually some form of like super tight like striped, black and white striped, like prison looking hoodie.
Something straight out of Hot Topic.
Dude, I fucking
everything minus the Genco jeans or whatever they are.
Yeah.
No, he showed me a picture of that when you were 18. He showed us a picture when he was 18, and we were all like, holy shit, look at this guy. Because I was like, dude, like Jenny, that you did that on, was that on a 50th episode? It was on a live we did. Somebody was like, I think Jenny said he tests his eyeliner better than I can. I was like, well, back in the day, he was ready. He was rocking though. That was it. But that's what I don't.
Hey, correction, guyliner.
Oh,
guyliner.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I didn't
mean to cut you off, but just
no, you're fine. You're fine. So I can't remember if you said it, Dave. So how far long after that was it then that you guys actually like? So it wasn't. It obviously
Danielle
wasn't right
has a good
away.
Story for this.
What's
okay.
That?
About when you broke up with your boyfriend.
Oh.
Oh.
I mean, if you want to talk about it, it's not like people like Dave. Dave's like talked about breakups.
2 hours to text me that night.
Not long.
No, and then I'm pretty sure he like professed his love the same night, and I was like, oh my god,
this is you, Dave.
Oh yeah.
That's okay. And you just broke it up.
You had a girlfriend too, Brittany.
Oh yeah, he definitely did mention this.
Yeah, because I remember getting death glared at her in the hallway because you dumped her.
Or wait, was that the girl that
her name was Brittany?
No, I never mentioned to her because I don't think I was in a relationship at that time, but I may be wrong.
You were. So I was in a relationship. Yeah, it was a fresh one. I remember all of the dates because I have this weird memory. So like I started dating this kid like
You and Luke both.
December 6th.
Yeah, I was gonna say I understand. December 6th, that's my birthday. And Joe's birthday. Jerry, shout out Joe Rogan.
Oh, it's my stepdad's birthday too. Yeah, so I started dating him like December 6th, and then I broke up with him on December 31st. Because I had just really liked Dave, and I was literally stopping by his house every single day on my way home from work just to see him. And I didn't do anything. I didn't cheat. I never kissed him or did anything. But if you ask my best friend Kate, she'll tell you that emotional cheating is worse than regular cheating. And so
my wife says the same thing. Like she says, I mean, she'll be in agreement with that to an extent.
So I was apparently severely emotionally cheating.
But it was only like for a few. It's not like, I feel like for that to be bad, it's got to be like a while. Like
it was bad. Like but the kid also wasn't, the smartest tool in the shed, I'm going to assume, because I would literally tell him I'm going over to Dave's house, and he'd be like, okay, have fun.
Oh, so you're like laying it like right out on the table, and he's not even.
Yeah, I had gotten into a car accident, and I was supposed to go to like a Just Surrender concert with Dave, and I just bypassed all the insurance stuff. Like I drove to my boyfriend's house at the time, told him I was in an accident. I was like, all right, I'm going to the concert, and I went to the concert with Dave. And then like I went over to Dave's house a bunch of times and watched movies. Nate was there. That's the first time I met Nate.
Holy shit.
He was 14.
I was going to say Nate had to be young. Yeah.
We watched Superbad.
Oh, great fucking movie.
Do you remember this, Nate?
Vaguely, I do.
Oh, really?
Very vaguely.
It was when the upstairs room was black, and it was the black and red room.
Mm-hmm.
And there was the couches in there. And Nate was there. He was 14. And we had snacks. And we watched Superbad.
That movie literally, I was about 5 years, because I think Superbad came out in like 2008, I think, or 2007. So I was like five. I think I was like 5 years removed from high school, and that movie actually made me, because I was of age to buy alcohol and shit at that point, but that movie made me miss it so much, being underage and trying to fucking buy. I was like, God, it was like nostalgia, and it still almost takes me back. If I'd watch it now at 37 years old, I'd still think like, oh, I remember the days just trying to find booze. And I guess on that note, that's gonna roll me right into at least my next question, because I told you too before we started recording that I have.
Well, hold on a second. Hold that thought. So,
okay.
It was, you broke up with your boyfriend.
Yeah. So,
all that, sorry.
All that had happened, and we watched the movie, and you kept like trying to hold my hand under the blanket, and I was like, all right, this is getting out of control. So I think you gave me an ultimatum, and you were like, it's me or him. I remember that. And then that's when you did that on New Year's Eve, and you were like, break up with him, and then you can come kiss me on New Year's Eve for the first time. And that was supposed to be like this whole, romantic thing. And then obviously that's not how it worked out. But I did drive to my boyfriend's house and, just say like, listen, it's not working out. And he like, I've never seen a man cry the way that he did. And I just drove away and drove to Dave's house.
So what? Can we? I'm just sorry. I'm laughing because I'm just seeing this guy crying heap.
You did give me an ultimatum.
God, I'm such an asshole.
God, Dave, what a prick move that was. That was an asshole move, but it did work apparently, because you guys have been married for how many years now? but so your ex he's I'm sorry, I'm laughing so hard at somebody's being devastated. He's in a crying heap.
He's in my passenger seat, just like snot dripping.
So he's in the car. You're driving away, but I thought you were literally.
Oh yeah, like I was just trying to do like a quick break up and run.
Hell, okay.
I mean, it was less than a month of a relationship. Like, I'm not that great.
That's what I mean. I didn't think it would be that. That's what I was saying about the emotional cheating thing. I didn't think was that bad because it didn't seem. It's not that long.
No,
it's
and
still,
then like my whole thing with him was like when I was in high school, my greatest asset was my boobs. I mean, like before these kids completely ruined me, like they were just fantastic, and he never touched them. Not once. And I was just like, this is weird. And like, I went to Dave's house for like 5 seconds and like, I had already been completely felt up.
So
it was just like, it was two very different extremes of people. And I realize that now.
So yeah, because that kind of that blows my mind to an extent because here's this fucking guy just cried his eyes out, snot crying, but he's not even willing to grab your boobs at the same time. So that's kind of a mind fuck, but I guess but so anyway, Dave obviously won that.
Yeah, I mean, it is a rough journey, but we made it.
And that was when I was talking about going looking for alcohol stuff. That was what I was. I'm glad you stopped me on that, Dave. This is why your husband is the best moderator in the game, because I've always said I just would be like floating kitty in the pool, floating around, just getting led. I just ramble. So that's why he's so good at what he does. But so as I was telling you before we recorded, though, that I know a couple, a good friend of mine, it's kind of the same situation with one that's homeschooled and one wasn't. And it was always lighthearted stuff. But was there ever anything you noticed with Dave? And the reason I say this is because we had this episode with Jerica. Shout out to Jerica Brachetto about the damn. It was about whippets. That was about that episode. But I said on that, I was like, damn, Dave, you were homeschooled. But I said it was a joke. But was there anything that you noticed that him being homeschooled, as far as, because you guys were still young when you guys got together? I mean, you were 7, or were you 18 at this time?
If you would have met Dave, you would have never known he was homeschooled, because.
So he had none of the. Okay, I didn't think he was homeschooled.
He's very social, which could be a common association with homeschool, is that they lack the social aspect. But I mean, not so much anymore, because it's it's all different now. But
right
back in the day, like there wasn't a lot of interaction amongst the homeschool community from what we understood as public schoolers.
Yeah, right. That's how it was here as well.
Dave was probably on my high school campus. Not that when I knew him, but his friends from the band were all in high school at the same high school as me. So he was always just around school and around other people and being in the band. And his parents did a really great job of keeping him social. So as far as like personality wise, you would never know he was homeschooled.
It shocked me. It shocked me when he told me, because I was like, dude, I didn't see that coming. Because I was expecting.
Danielle?
Sorry.
Intelligently, yes.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
On a academic scale, it's a bit obvious, but.
Well, he admits to that. Yeah, but
it's also the way that his brain works. Like, he's not someone who can sit in a classroom and learn. So he can look at any YouTube video for 10 minutes and rewire an electrical outlet, where a lot of people might have book smarts, but not so much the ability to do that. He self-taught himself all these instruments. He self-taught himself how to do all this podcasting stuff. So, I mean, where, he might not be able to explain the Pythagorean theorem to you, he can do a lot more stuff. So it's a good balance.
And you're definitely preaching to the choir here, because I've told him that too with shit. I'm like, dude, yeah, because there's people I went to school with that aren't, one, they just, I don't. There was people. I went to school basically. I graduated, but I was there. I was playing football, and I wasn't really. I didn't have a plan, and I've mentioned this many times on. I won't go into that again. But in summary, I ended up getting a criminal justice degree. I graduated because it was kind of my family. My family's awesome, but it was sort of expected. They would have been disappointed in me if I wouldn't have graduated. But I didn't end up. I never had a plan, so I started working for you as I was there. But anyway, yeah, I could go on about. I've always said if you use your degree for something to benefit you in the workforce, then by all means. But I was like, if you're like me, don't go to college.
Yeah, my family is the same way. They're very my grandfather immigrated over here from Cyprus, and it was very important to him that his children and his grandchildren lived a life that he worked hard for. So going to college is something that is very important. So that was how I was raised. But with Dave's family, that wasn't what was most important. They were more interested in their faith and being able to provide for their family. So that's how he was brought up. But the one thing I could not do was I could not bring a homeschool high school dropout home to my family. So I worked with him, and I was able to help him. He obviously put the work in, but I studied with him, and he was able to get his GED, and he even tried college out for me, which I respect. We're still paying for it. But it's just not how he learns. And now with our children, I'm able to combine that sort of mixed thinking where we have a savings account for them, but every ounce of money I was ever given it goes in the college fund. It goes in the college fund. But now with our kids, it goes in the bank, and whatever they decide to do, I'm not going to pressure them to do anything. I'm not going to pressure them to go to college, because obviously you can secure a great career without going to college. I mean, 4 years of college, degree, and being out in the workforce, still paying off my student loans, and Dave reached top pay, and I'm barely making a little more than him, barely. So it just goes to show you that the degree doesn't really do much these days.
That was what I was lucky with, because I lived at home. Like if I would have went somewhere else to any other university, I would have had to have taken out loans. But that's why I've said I got lucky, because I just went. I don't regret it, and I've said that too. I made a lot of friends. I still got a degree, whether I ever use it or not. I got something, but it's at least it's just not. I've always just been critical. And the last thing I'll say about it, so I don't trail off too bad, the college fund stuff, I've brought that up too, is that it's shit's so inflated now. When you're two boys, my soon to be daughter, when they're college age, who knows how much more, it's insane how expensive it is now to even have a college.
They might not want to do college. They might want to join a carpenter's union, or they might want to become a plumber, do a trade school, or
trade schools.
Maybe they find the love of their life and they want to buy a house and get married and, do that first. So it's their money when they're 18. I'm just hoping they're a little bit more responsible than Dave is with money. And
oh man, I hope they're, well, I mean, he's better than me, but that's not saying much. Yeah, I'm trying to give you a compliment, buddy, but me saying you're better than me, right. That's only giving you about a notch that much higher.
So speaking of like you said, the whole thing about the company, and here I am, top pay. Yeah, it took me 8 years to get there, but what are your thoughts as being a wife for somebody who works as a company?
The insurance is great.
Facts.
It is. Yep. It is.
Cannot, 10 out of 10. Insurance is fantastic. Yeah, obviously, I wish that you were home more, but it's the nature of the job. So I've learned how to adjust my life to maybe sometime you'll be home, but I assume that most nights you won't be home. What I don't know is what it's going to look like, when the kids start having concerts and events that you need to get to, and that might be a little hard on you. And I've already accepted the fact that I'm somewhat forced to be the main caretaker. If the kids get sick, I'm home.
Right.
It's, I can't call out. They'll screw me the next day. I can't call out. So it's always like, it's never a question in my mind, like if the kids are sick, like I'm working from home or I'm taking off and I'm taking them to the doctor. And obviously I wish that was a little bit more shared responsibility, but it isn't. And that's how my life's going to be until you're 55. So.
Right. And I mean, like, I know Luke and I have said it so many times on this podcast that the wives don't get enough appreciation. I feel, we feel like they are the backbone to home. Like they are what keeps the family, like keeps the fucking ropes tied down here on the house.
I mean, it is your outlook on it is very, because it like I always hate to use always, it is what it is, but it really, it's kind of, I mean, it's sort of, you get what you sign up for, and you're right. It will be, and and that sucks. And I've seen that, you're like with your dad being retired, and I've talked about old disgruntled Doug plenty. I remember he'd have issues with his son playing high school football because he had he'd call off and he used his days he had on Friday. But I can remember him, like when they played at home, like him burning it up or getting pissed off because he wanted to get back so he could see his boy. That's the shitty part of this.
What's great though is, so where I work, I get 28 days. That's all I get. That's sick, that's vacation, that's personal. Like it's 28 days. There's no difference. You guys get vacation, you guys get sick, you guys get personal. So you have the option to take off if you really need to. Like, I think, what was it, this year you were upset that you were missing Xandra's birthday or something. And I said, it's the same day every year. Take it off. Like, right. So you have the ability, you have the 8-hour days that you can plan ahead. So, I mean, I'm curious to see how it is going to work out when they have events or something like that. But you just need to be prepared, and I just need to be prepared that you probably won't be there.
Oh yeah, and I mean that's one of like the hardest things too. I said when we first started is I remember there's times growing up when my dad couldn't be there for my little league games. You know what I mean? Like I still remember like that kind of shit too. From him working for the company, and like I know that's going to be one of the hardest things is yes, I'm going to miss a concert. I'm going to miss a sporting event. I'm going to miss that. But like you said, I guess it's something that I've come to accept.
In the same way, though, the ones, and to look at it in a glass half full kind of a way, you can, like Chelsea and Dusty, like what she put a Insta story up one time about when he got off work early and got to catch one of his daughter's softball games that she just assumed he wasn't going to be at, So, I mean, not that it, it doesn't make up for the time you miss, but I feel like the times when you are there, it's like, it makes it
make it more special.
Yeah. And at the same time, it just, like I said, it doesn't really make up for it, but I just want to throw that in there. Cause I remember that picture, man, her daughter, I can't, Bristol, I think her name is, she, smiling ear to ear. So yeah,
absolutely.
Oh, it's like Xander every day when he gets in the car. Is Daddy home? Because they've been calling him a lot and saying, do you want the day? And when he does that, it's a surprise to Xander when Dave's in the car with me picking them up from school because he's not usually there.
Right.
So now he's asks every single time when I pick him up, is Daddy home?
Yep. Damn layoff days. They can spoil you sometimes. Jesus, I couldn't spit that out.
I mean, like, other than that, I think there's a lot of good perks. we got a lawyer for free when we closed on our house, and like I said, the insurance is phenomenal. And you guys get to work outside all day. I get to sit inside in a stuffy office.
The best though is when she has like her heater on and they got the air conditioner on.
I have my heater on year round.
At her
year round.
Oh, you're one of them, huh? You're always cold.
It's always cold. So it's, in the winter, it's cold. And then in the summer, they pump the AC, so it's cold. So I have my dual level heaters. I have a bottom and a top, and I heat my whole body.
And meanwhile, she's like, I'm so cold, and we're out there and it's like 95 degrees and we're sweating our bags off, Just
I've always said with working outside, as long you just got to take the pros and cons, but it's true.
It is.
Yeah, like when you would bitch about the snow, and I'd say it's 2 months out of the year, and then the other 10 months it's beautiful out. Suck it up.
She does. That's exactly what she says to me.
No, it's true though. It is true, because that's why there's some people, like I asked somebody one time on a country route. They're like, I was like, how? Because I know it snows bad up there. Like, it's a few months. The rest of the time it's nice. So she's exactly right.
Oh yeah.
But I have two. Well, one, I just got to ask, with hockey, were you a hockey fan, or did you get married into being a Rangers fan?
No, that was forced on me from the get-go. In the beginning, I wanted to impress him and be interested, and so I took an interest. I knew all the cute players' names, and I watched all the games with him. And now it's I don't care. But I do have all of the Rangers gear. I wear my Rangers hat every day. And I don't mind when it's on. But before we had children, it was like nothing could occur when a game was on. Like nothing could happen. He could not miss a game. And like now, like he'll put it on and then he'll like go bathe Xander, and it's just still weird for me. Like I still have PTSD from not being able to do anything when a Rangers game was on.
Oh, shit,
so he's definitely evolved, which is great. But no, I wasn't a hockey fan. I didn't really enjoy organized sports. But it is fun to go to one live. I will admit that was the most fun.
I would like to see. I've never seen an NHL game live. I was actually up in your guys' neck of the woods once when I was a kid, and I saw I forget if it was it must have been like a high school game, because hockey's not big here. I don't know. We don't have hockey really anywhere locally. And so I'm like you. I've kind of followed the Rangers because of Dave, just to see if they win or not. But my first bet I made on them, I lost. That's all right. Like I said, we win and lose as a team, brother. But I believe it happens. But
yeah, that's the only reason why I know about football, is because I run the Super Bowl pool at my office. So I do all like the gambling pools for my office, and that's why I have to know about sports.
Nice.
Yep.
And my last one. This is the last question that I have, that I just literally before we came on, because I've never watched much of it. But you two are Bachelor fans. You watch all of them. That's correct, right?
And there's many. There's not only the Bachelor. There's the Bachelorette.
Well, this one,
Bachelor in Paradise.
We're recent Bachelor fans. This show's been on for like 20 something seasons.
Whichever one. I don't know the variation, but I guess it must have been on last night, and it's DVR'd. Whichever one that would be, if there's one that comes on regularly on Sunday nights. Is there?
No, it's not on Sunday. There's a lot of like Bachelor-ish type shows. Like I know Fox just created one that's called like The Courtship, and there's like Love Island, and like there's a whole bunch of like Bachelor type shows. But like
Netflix has
like they try to spin off, but like I've always assumed that the Bachelor or Bachelorette, and this being the Bachelor, those kind of classier, if you will, Because I'm thinking of shit like Flavor of Love, which I would love if they would bring that
I love
back.
that show.
Yeah, wasn't Flavor of Love
Bret
great?
Michaels, Rock of Love.
That's a dating show. Yeah, VH1 had it on point with their dating shows. Rock of Love and Flavor of Love were awesome. But so what I just heard, like it was down to these last two women, or maybe three. But so on The Bachelor, and I don't know if this is a normal thing. I guess down when it gets to the end, they have the option if they want to, like, if they want to sleep with,
fantasy suites.
Fantasy suites, yeah. So this dude just went and slept with 3 women in 3 nights, and
he only slept with 2 of them.
Because the other one walked. That's what I was watching. Because the other one walked off because she was bald.
It's drama.
Because he gaslit her the whole time. So.
See, I was thinking like this was actually going to be like, and then these two, they were meeting this dude's family, and I'm like, what's it?
Hometown.
What's his mom thinking? They're like, she has to know what's going on. Like, dude, they're just running. You just got one woman one night in a fantasy suite.
You want a good show that'll blow your mind in this aspect? You need to watch Love Is Blind on Netflix.
Love Is Blind. All right,
down, the best show. There's 2 seasons. Way better than The Bachelor. It's way more interesting. They have to date sight unseen for a week, and they have to get engaged without seeing each other at the end of the week. And then they go immediately, and they have to move in with each other, and they have to get married. They have to either choose to get married or not to get married by week 4.
Wow.
And it's the most incredible show ever.
Damn. Now, I would fuck that show up if I was on it, but I'm very intrigued to watch it. Holy crap. That is.
Yeah. So, season 1 was a little better than season 2, but season 2 grew on me. But I mean, it's fascinating how these people like actually fall in love in like 10 days without ever seeing each other. The whole point is that, physical doesn't matter, and that they should be connected so emotionally that no matter what they look like, but it's staged, so they're all gorgeous, they're all good looking in some way, so like there's no like ogres in the bunch, but
that if anything, like you're right, like I would assume everybody's still good looking. They're not gonna, they'll still, because it's still a show on, but that seems more real to me at the very least, because I've with The Bachelor, Bachelorette, well, not Love Is Blind, but the other ones that you mentioned, Flavor of Love. I feel like all that shit was, I don't want to say it was staged, but I just feel like have any of them actually worked?
There's a few that are still married or engaged.
I just feel like the percentage has got to be, because I don't know.
The percentage is probably low.
Oh, it's got to be terrible.
And then if they're unsuccessful in the Bachelor or Bachelorette, then they have the opportunity to go to Bachelor in Paradise for a round 2. And
see, sorry, go ahead, because I've actually seen that.
Yeah, like that one I think is more successful. The couples that met in Paradise.
Because then it's literally a whole bunch of singles together, men and women.
Yeah, that's what
so they can literally mingle with each other, and it's not just one man and a bunch of women, or one woman and a bunch of women.
It's like a free-for-all.
Yeah, but they make it an uneven number every week so that somebody has to get eliminated. Remember, it's always like 5 men and 4 women.
Yeah.
And then the women get to choose, and then one man usually goes home. Yeah.
Right.
We're getting closer.
Somebody's left out. Somebody's left out.
We're just getting
about
closer
this season, though, of The
Games.
Bachelor, it's like a shot of Valium. The second Dave puts it on, I'm asleep. And it's like the greatest sleep I've ever had in my life. And then I'll wake up. He'll wake me up when it's over, and then he'll have to tell me everything that happened.
I'm hooked to drama. I don't know why. I'm just
dude. We watched The Real Housewives of New Jersey. I mean, that's the one I watched with Ashley, but she's a Bravo fan, and she watches all the Housewives stuff and that. But the one on Jersey, I can't like. She hates watching it with me because it's like a train wreck, and I'm like, what the fuck is going? Like, I get it. I get what you mean with the drama.
Yeah,
but it just like, oh god, yeah. I don't know. I'm so glad that I just caught a glimpse of that before I came down, because I would never even have thought twice. But now I got to check out Love Is Blind.
That seems like TV shows in general with Dave are frustrating because he'll say that he doesn't want to watch something. So then I could finish a season like 2 days if I wanted to.
Oh,
And
that's
then
how I am.
he'll
I can
say
binge.
like he's not interested, and then I'll put it on, and he'll come in the room. Like he did this to me with Squid Games, and he'll be like, "Oh, I wasn't interested in that." So then I get started, and then like 2 episodes in, he's like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And then I have to restart, and he does this with like every single show.
See, and he actually, I would have never known that you got him on the Squid Game because he got me on the Squid Game. I just would assumed he was on board. So you weren't even on board with Squid Game at the beginning, huh? You were
no, and then like all of
I don't want to read subtitles. I can't read subtitles.
so then it got to this scene where like they're playing the red light, green light with the doll.
Yeah,
and
then shit like, gets real, and you're like, "Oh,
what is going on?" It's like red light, or it's like green light, red light.
Yeah, you don't got to worry. You don't got to worry about the subtitles in that scene.
No,
that's for sure.
No, you know exactly what's going on. But
that's funny though.
Yeah, I guess I'm like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh man, but yeah. So that's the little, story and look into Danielle's life.
Oh yeah, it's a real good look into my life.
well, word of Dave. It's fun. I fucking still. I've learned some shit tonight. I still have shit that I didn't.
What did you learn?
That supposedly I had a girlfriend, and when you did.
Yeah, her name was Brittany.
I mean, are you not remembering, literally remembering, or are you just trying to? She's saying.
I mean, I remember the name, but I didn't think we were together at that time. But maybe.
He's like the most sexually active homeschooler in the world. Like, I was this. Like, I had one boyfriend, and like
that wouldn't even touch your boobs.
Yeah. And he had like all these side chicks.
God, you're just busting that stereotype, Dave. You're killing it, right? Absolutely. You're killing the homeschool. So there's homeschool.
It was people. Like the homeschoolers didn't want me hanging out with their homeschooled.
God, yeah, they were like, Jesus, what the hell? They were like, well, we don't want our kids to be. We need to be timid.
Dropout, nonetheless.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. I mean, I still, like I said, I'm stoked that we finally that this finally actually came to be. And I mean, Danielle, thank you. I appreciate. I don't know, like I was trying to think. It's been. Because when I spoke to you on the phone, it's been a long time, because that was when it was still, there was a lot more people into this podcast
and there
back
was still
then.
An It's.
Yeah. And there was still an It's. God, yeah. That was,
she came up with so many names for the podcast.
Yeah.
She's like,
I know that. No, I know.
Yeah.
The It's thing was.
I did Delivering Greatness.
You did.
Tears and Smears.
Tears and Smears is
Handling Your Package. That was me.
That's right. He said he's giving you credit for all he did.
Yeah.
He always gives you credit. He always does. He always gives you credit with that. Delivering Greatness. Yeah, I remember when he told me that. I was like, holy fucking shit. That was a good one. Yeah, I was like, damn, that one got it.
Oh yeah.
I have had to. This is like what, the fifth podcast venture I've had to support now. So it's exhausting.
I see. Now that's
the most successful, though. Thank you to our listeners. This is the most successful, though.
See, now that's something you could coach my wife on, because I've only done one, but I didn't know the one that I was going to do. We would be rolling with, like, I didn't really know. My whole thing,
100 episodes.
My whole thing was with it. I was going to just have fun and go about it. And we've always been like, I feel like just with Dave and I, we can make it work to do stuff as far as scheduling goes. Obviously, you two living together you also have a couple variables with the two boys, but you got like, it's harder. Like the more people you have, it's hard to schedule shit. And, it's like, I feel like as far as I think a lot of the success, at least, and like Dave said, the listeners make it. People weren't listening. Like I said, as long as people were listening, we'll keep talking. And, it just, but it just is I don't know. It just drives. I don't want to say drives because I feel like I don't know. I still enjoy it. I have fun. And it's crazy that this is episode 81. And I feel I feel for you that you had to support all these other podcast ventures. Cause like I said, with my wife, this one being number one, but a failed one. Hopefully we can keep rolling. But, how many you said? So multiple, was there more than one?
It was the first one that he did. That one is still very successful, but it's just, he wasn't the right knowledge level. That was like TVs and movies and shows, and like they were on the level
Jeffrey
where,
Chandler.
Yeah, Jeff.
Oh, okay.
They were on the level to where like they could tell you like everything about like Star Wars, and Dave just enjoyed watching the shows, and he wasn't like on the nerd level, so he kind of had to like bow out of that one. And then there was the hockey one, and then there was a life one. I don't freaking know. And then this one, I think 4.
So lucky number 4.
Lucky number 4.
I could say with Jeffrey Chandler, shout out to you, buddy, from him being a past guest. And I consider myself, I'm not nerd level with Star Wars, but I could see how Jeffrey Chandler knows his shit with Star Wars.
Oh yeah, he's amazing.
Man. And other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
well, I hope you don't lose followers because of me.
I don't think we'll lose followers because
That's
of
the first thing I said to Dave. That nobody wants to listen to me.
We're gonna do a complete wife segment. We're gonna have Luke's wife Ashley on next, and then we just thought it would be fun getting the wives on.
Ashley she's made a shit ton of just random appearances down here, but we've never actually had an episode. But like I said, we've had the idea for a while. So I'm just glad that it came to be and worked out.
Absolutely.
It was very past my bedtime. So you guys,
absolutely.
I was going to say, I was going to
listen. Let's say goodbye to her, and then we'll get into the question of the week.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Danielle, honey, thank you.
Yeah,
for joining us.
Thank you so much for coming on and being a trooper. And I know I ramble a shit ton, so I know if it's past your bedtime, I'm sorry if I kept you up a couple, but it's a weakness. I can't just ever see. I'm doing it now, so
I'll be sure to violently wake Dave up at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
As payback.
There it is.
To get the kids
there you
ready.
go.
Awesome. Well, Danielle, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.
Oh, come on.
Absolutely.
And guys, that was our very special guest, my wife, Danielle. Hope you guys enjoyed the little conversation that Luke and I had with her. And thank you for coming on, honey. I appreciate it. Love you. All right, Luke. Let's get into the question of the week. Guys, the question of the week is, what is the oldest or weirdest follow-up your company sent you on? Here we go. Let me start reading them here. This one, first off, is from Parcel Savage. He says, 15-month-old follow-up. 15 months old.
So that's over a year. This thing's been maybe sitting there waiting.
Like, how long does it take you to realize what you ordered did not show up?
Well, apparently 15 months for some fucking people. Damn.
Holy shit, dude. That deserves a good old
fuck.
All right. Yeah. Next one is from the Cowboy Cardboard Warrior. Says, I also had a follow-up that in the description said, my fucking $600 worth of Apple stuff. That was in quotes. That's what it said in the follow-up.
Oh, of Apple.
$600 worth of Apple stuff. Yeah, Apple products.
Dude, I didn't hear you say stuff for a minute. I thought you said sauce, and I was like, who the fuck? I'm thinking $600 of what? Mott's applesauce? Gee, that's a lot of fucking apples. Then I heard, then you said stuff. I was like, oh, stuff. Okay. That makes sense.
This one here is from Give Me More Cosplay. Says, I was working in OMS, light duty at the time, and while doing follow-ups, I saw from 2019. We are in 2022 right now. Assumed it was a glitch in the system and closed it out as management told me to. There was a follow-up still sitting in the system from 2019. And it's 2022 now.
That's a good one.
That's even longer than 15 months.
Pre-COVID, when that follow-up first got issued, nobody was wearing masks. Nobody was social distancing. Dr. Fauci was known a little bit, but not like he is now.
True.
Just saying. But yeah, God, it's like 2019 to 2022. It's 3 years, but it feels like 30.
Yeah, it's insane. Next one is from Dustin Coakley. Says, nothing weird, but it's always awesome when you get to the house and they have no clue what you're talking about and they got the package the same day you delivered it. Eye rolling emoji. Pointless. So true. Like, isn't that usually just that's like a company thing sent by not the company we work for the company of the product. I think that's the thing that we just want to make sure that they got it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I know, I hate it when they're like, yeah, I got it the day you delivered it. Like, it was just sitting right here on my front porch. I got it. You're like, just had to make sure.
Right.
Annoying. Next one is from Cam. I don't know why I said it like that. Cam Sawa.
Cam Sawa.
Cam Sawa. Says, gold-studded vibrator for a big biker dude named Teddy. It was an $85 claim. Can you imagine putting in a claim for that? Yeah, that's my gold-studded vibrator.
That'd be it. I bet that was an experience.
Fucking shit, right?
I was gonna say, so it was a big biker dude, gold-studded vibrator, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd have thrown me a little bit.
Just a little bit.
To each their own. I just would have, like the old saying goes, don't judge a book by its cover, I guess. But
hey,
yeah,
it's true.
Must not have had a good time. I love you, Cam.
Here's another one from the Cowboy Cardboard Warrior. Says, had one that I left all kinds of expensive stuff, but the $60 Victoria's Secret item that went missing. They refused to answer the door. So with the permission of my center manager, I left a note stating that if we did not hear from them today, we will assume they got the package. They called that day. They wanted their Victoria's Secret item. Next one is from Patreon subscriber Tony. Tony Cook says, it has been a few years ago, but had one that was only a couple weeks old at the time. But evidently, when the credit card bill came, the guy had to explain to his wife why he had bought a penis pump. It wasn't even a question to me because I handed the package to the guy. But having to ask him if he got it may have been one of the most embarrassing questions I've had to ask.
And his wife didn't
I had
even
no
know he
idea.
got it. So apparently the fucking penis pump didn't work because she didn't notice any difference, right? I mean, she's not, or wait, hold on. So
No, you got that backwards.
So he was waiting on the penis pump. That's what it was.
No, he delivered it to him.
Okay. Say it one more. Okay. He delivered it to him.
It has been a few years ago, but had one that was only a couple weeks old at the time. But evidently, when the credit card bill came, the guy had to explain to his wife why he had bought a penis pump.
Sorry. I misconstrued. Okay. Now I get it. God. Yep. I bet that was awkward, Tony. Holy shit.
Yeah, fuck.
What a fucking conversation starter that is.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. You see who I work for? You got your penis pump?
Just making sure. I just got driver follow up right here. It says it was a penis pump.
Just crossing the T's and dotting the I's, sir.
Imagine if the wife answered the door. Yeah, I got a driver follow up. that's just making sure that you got your penis pump. What? Imagine.
Also, no, the credit card bill came. So that's what I'm saying. That penis pump was in the house.
Oh yeah, but she had no idea.
Yeah, so it must not. My point is that the penis pump must not work, or it must not do anything special to make her notice any difference. That's what I was getting at.
Fuck, that's a good one.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a fucking. That's a good one. Too.
Imagine if the kid entered the door. Yeah, is your dad here?
Oh my God. Yeah.
All right. We can keep going on forever about those scenarios.
Right.
Next one is from old bald bearded bastard. Says, I don't know why I'm talking with an accent tonight. Sex toys. The lady was a party thrower. She had a few boxes delivered. When I sat down, a teenage boy and his girlfriend came to the door. Oh, when I sat them down. When I sat the boxes down, a teenage boy. Come on, bro. You got to fucking write a better English here for me. It's making me sound bad. When I sat them down, a teenage boy and his girlfriend came to the door. Next day, follow up. I talked to her and showed her where I left them and told her about them opening the door and described them both. The next day, I went back and she said they never saw me. I then got our security guy involved. After he paid a visit, lo and behold, those packages were at her son's girlfriend's house, just like I told them.
Oh.
Took the sex toys. Son's girlfriend took the parents' sex toys. Woo!
Damn. Security involved.
Right. Next one here is from the Henry Film Co. Says, who does follow-ups? Huh?
I wish they were there.
Aren't they in the board now? They got a big fucking F near them, right?
I don't think
it's literally a delivery now in your board.
If there's an F in that thing, it should be for fuck you.
The next one is from Rocky Mountain Rot. Says, you mean you're actually supposed to do this? Okay. All right, guys, here we go. Coming in with the jokes. The next one's from that dude, Luke in.
Go ahead.
My route is out on Mondays, so I cover a training route. I got a follow-up to recover a misdelivered package that turned out to be for one of my regular customers. Actually, this was a package that they were telling me they had not received, and the delivery notification said it had been delivered to the porch of their car wash. Turns out it was an address correction error, and the training driver had delivered the package to the front door of a barn in a field that they must have assumed was the correct street address. Mm-hmm. We've seen those.
Mm-hmm.
This one here is from our only DHL listener. I think he's the only DHL listener. Rickstar26 says, too many to count at my company. Even though we take a picture of the package at the front door with the scanner and it shows the house/apartment number, people will still claim that they never got their stuff. It's true. They do. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is all we had for him on Instagram.
We didn't have any. There was none on Facebook. So okay. I'll just say in a quick one for me, I think I told the one. So this other one, I mean, this wasn't a follow-up. I may have told this one. This was a misdelivery. And it was literally the shortest misdelivery in the history of misdelivery. So just to summarize this real quick, I was down, there's the river where my boat's at. It's the same, not my exact route, but another route nearby. I was delivering there, and there's like 4 houses that are down below these railroad tracks right along the river. And like the first two are kind of spread, and the last two are close to each other. Nothing's marked, dude. It's fucking late, you know. If it's wintertime, it's fucking dark. And I delivered, this was during peak, so I had a helper, and we deliver it to the fucking fourth house, and I get the green light. It says, "Miss delivery, you need to retrieve packages." At this point, dude, this was like, we were fucking slammed.
Yeah.
It wasn't like peak. It wasn't like peak's been for recent years, dude. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I knew it had to be one of us. So I thought maybe I had the numbers fucked up. I didn't really know the area that well. I thought it might have been the first house, maybe the second one. I get there, fucking guy comes out, dude. This isn't a big box, dude. It's like a fucking, I mean, I know we bring up shit boxes a lot, but it's like the size of a poop box. It's not fucking big, dude. It's not like an irregular size thing.
Right.
I asked the guy where the fucking, which one, like what the number is. And he's like, oh, it's this house. It's them right there. And dude, I'm talking those last two houses are like, dude, there's no fucking space between them. They like literally almost basically share a driveway. There's like a sliver of grass between their driveways. And I'm like, you mean this house, you know, literally one behind me? Yeah, it's right there. Dude, never in my life. And if I've told this story in the past, I apologize on here if you've heard, but I'm telling you that one just fucking stays with me because I mean, technically it was my fault, but man, that dude could have walked literally less than 10 steps and delivered, but just set it over there. And I came back 2 hours later. It was still by his fucking door.
Oh my God.
And I'm just saying, dude. Yeah. That's so when I saw this question, like I said, I've probably mentioned that before, but that's what I always think of every time. Yeah. That's odd.
I don't know if I have one, like a good one.
Well, if we get more on Facebook, I won't feel like I feel like when we're blank on Facebook, I feel like if I have a good one, I'm make sure I bring it out. But I've had a couple, but I have a few, but that's the top. That's the A patent. I haven't had one top that yet. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I will. I don't know if I will, dude, because that guy was just an asshole. That's all there is to it. Like, dude, I mean, yeah, shit weighed like 2 pounds. Could have, I mean, I 2 hours after the green light, but yeah, anyways, I could rant about that. Save that for another time.
Amen. So yeah, dude, that'll wrap it up. That'll wrap it up for this one. Episode 81 is now in the books. Guys, thank you for joining us as always. Okay, continue delivering greatness. And thanks, Danielle, for that saying. Continue delivering greatness. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed our interview with Danielle. And guys, don't forget your most important stop, all right? We will see you guys next week.
Yep. Later, everybody.